Dracula in Romania, UFO crash in Area 51 in Nevada, Loch Ness Monster in Scotland, Troll Tongue in Norway. What connects all these famous tourist attractions? Why does this bring hundreds of millions in tourism revenue to these countries and regions? What unites all of it? These are all stories and legends. These places do not correspond to any historical or cultural reality. But the whole world knows these places as symbols of these countries, and yet tourists consider these places some of the most interesting destinations to visit. Most guests rarely know the historical symbols of the countries, but almost everyone knows the legendary symbols. For example, the mermaid in Copenhagen or the residence of Santa Claus in Lapland, located in Finland, and in Brussels, the statue of the Peeing Boy. But the true mastery of tourism legends is getting the whole world to travel to these places and to pay from 25 euros to 55 euros for an excursion, to walk 14 kilometers to some piece of stone sticking out of the rock and to take a selfie with it. Only because someone invented that the troll was afraid of sunlight, and he stuck his tongue out of the cave and turned to stone. Moreover, it is well known that there are about 50 similar stones around the world which, in turn, stick out even more from the cliffs. But tourists often travel specifically for this reason, particularly to Norway, thanks to this successful legend. The team, FreeGen GO, is engaged in the search for such legends in Ukraine. Now imagine that you have arrived in a new city, and you want to spend your time brightly, traveling to the most famous and most interesting locations near you. You search for interesting places online and find a list of various routes on different websites in Google Maps. And among all the offers, you can see a smartphone application called FreeGen GO. A professional guide will lead you through all the most famous points along carefully selected routes. Starting from historical and cultural quests for older generations and educational institutions to entertaining legends for young people and cartoon, fun themes, and routes for children. The application also has barrier-free routes for the injured and people with inclusivity, video content with an audio guide in your language, and the revival of landmarks in augmented reality. And it's 5 times cheaper than an excursion with a local guide. This is all about the application FreeGen GO. In order to provide tourists with the most useful and interesting journeys filled with adventure and fun, our team creates routes with the addition of interesting legends and created so-called tourist magnets. In recent years, the FreeGen GO team has been hunting for the brightest and most interesting legends that exist in Ukraine and abroad and invites guides, as well as local historians and screenwriters for cooperation. At the time of the decline of tourism in Ukraine due to the war, this is a very useful initiative to support guides and the tourism community in general. Options for cooperation and partnership with the FreeGen GO platform. The first option is to buy a script. The FreeGen GO team buys scripts for interesting routes. The guide scripter provides a script with the addition of local legends and coordinates of geo points for the journey. It is preferable for the route to be designed for no more than 2 hours and not covering more than 5 kilometers in distance within the traveler's radius, so that the route can be walked, cycled, or covered on an electric scooter or with minimal use of public transport. This is a one-time purchase of legend script authorship. The second option is a partnership. The script guide provides the scenario based on the legend and the coordinates of the geo points for the journey. After that, FreeGen GO places the route on its platform and transfers 20 to 30% of the profit from each purchase of the mission to the screenwriter's account, depending on the stipulated conditions. The third option is collaboration. The FreeGen GO team places the route on the platform exclusively for the guide's use as an aid to his offline tours. And separately, its mission is a route for those who want to go through it on their own using a smartphone. The guide's commission in this case will be from 20 to 30%. The virtual tour route is not a competitor, but an assistant for the guide in his work, and it is also an opportunity to have additional income at the time when he cannot be at his workplace for some reason. For example, he got sick or went on vacation or something else. It is necessary to clearly understand the double benefit for guides of using the capabilities of smartphone technologies with virtual routes. An offline tour with a guide is different from a virtual tour in a smartphone. It is like comparing visiting a performance in a theater and watching the same performance on YouTube, how to taste live craft beer and pasteurized in an ordinary jar. It's like buying things in a boutique or a supermarket. Each of the options definitely has its advantages and disadvantages, but together these options are more effective. The FreeGenGO team, together with the guides, creates beautiful travel itineraries and puts them on the shelves of the marketplace for the convenience of customers. The link for offers is in the description under the video.